Alright guys, welcome back to Schmattz Outdoors. I got Dad with me. We're trying to run the line today. The wind is blowing like 40 miles an hour, so I apologize for the wind noise. I can't do nothing about it. We're a few traps in and I do have a catch here. We're gonna go take a quick look at him. I'm not gonna fiddle around too much. It's gonna be terrible to remake the set, but we're gonna see if I can get it even remade, or I may just leave it unset for today. But we'll give you a quick look at what we got and we'll get out of here. Not a day you want to be out on the trap line. So what I had is a flat set right here. I got the tree line here. Over this way is where I had the coyote caught yesterday, the first coyote. But yeah, we got a nice great big raccoon caught here in my flat set. Like I said, we're gonna get him out of here. I have no idea if I'm even gonna be able to remake this set in the wind today, but we're gonna see what we can do. If I can't get it remade, we'll just leave the trap set here and we'll move on. I'll have to try and remake them tomorrow, but all right, we're on the move. All right guys, so I'm here picking up these beaver sets in the nuisance beaver job. I ended up with 2 beavers here so far, you know, in previous checks, and a raccoon, and I'm pretty sure right here, I'm pretty sure is another raccoon. I had my set over that way the other day, and the raccoon kind of tore it up that I had caught here, so I moved it over here, made a new caster mount set, and like I said, I got something floating here. In the crossover set I had over here by that dam, that one was still working, so we'll get out here and we'll try and give you a look. I mean, that looks like telltale raccoon tracks right here in the mud. Yeah. And that's telltale raccoon right there. Not a very big one again, but a raccoon here nonetheless. And I do have the beaver foothold down on the other end where I've actually caught the 2 beavers still left to check here. But we're gonna get this one picked up and pulled out of here, and then we'll go down and check that other one. All right guys, so we made her home here. Actually been home for a little bit now, just kind of relaxing and staying warm, but so just a couple catches today for you guys. Like I said, you know, this may be it for a while now, like I said, until you know, I have a couple more spots to trap some beavers in, and you know, a little bit like that. And then like I said, I plan on expanding my raccoon or the coyote line, but today the wind is blowing 25 right now, gusting close to 50, so it's not really remaking or making coyote set weather. The very first one that I had the raccoon caught in, I didn't remake that, but we did find one more that was set off. A deer had stepped in it, so I did that one was out of the wind just enough that I got it remade without having too much issues. So in the next few days here, we'll probably be adding some coyote sets, or I plan on adding some coyote sets to the line. So I have quite a lot of spots where I can get them added in. So, well, like I said, we're gonna work towards getting, you know, maybe even close to 20 more coyote sets put out, and we'll just kind of see if I can get that many put out. But so today I ended up pulling the beaver gear, so I have there's a couple footholds in there. I left them attached to the drowning wires, and then the one H stand I have for the 330, I have all that in there. As you can see, I pulled the 3 colony traps. There's one there and then 2 setting on each other here. The wind was blowing out of the west, blowing right into where those colony traps were, and it had them literally just packed full of mud. I bet there was 6 inches of ground up cattails and corn stalks and everything else blown into my actual colony traps. So that's why, I mean, you can see it looks like they're all full of weeds and stuff. That's because they are. Because like I said, they were just packed full. I thought I had like a bumper crop of muskrats until I pulled them out, and then they were just full of mud and debris and everything else. So it probably took me 5 minutes just to get them dumped out as clean as they are now, and they're nowhere as close to clean. So I don't know if I'll end up putting them back in there. I left the mink box there for today, but I'm gonna have to clean the weeds and stuff out of them a little bit before I'd ever consider putting them back in there. Well, I said I do have some beaver on our land here we figured out yesterday, And then I have one more beaver house that the guy stopped me yesterday when I was checking those colony traps. So in the next few days here, I'll get beaver traps in both of those spots and try and get the beaver caught there. So there should be a few, hopefully a few beaver catches for you guys coming up here. But today there's a catch. So this is the one raccoon I had caught in the coyote set, the very first set there. Good size raccoon. Again, I didn't remake that set today. I didn't even really try. The wind was blowing so hard there, you would have never even got to your peat moss or even dirt sifted on your cover your trap. And then this is the raccoon I had caught in my beaver set down there. Just a small raccoon. That's the second small one like that I've caught in those beaver sets. I'm not so sure that there isn't still one beaver in there. Even though the raccoon had my thing drowned it out, and there was raccoon prints in the mud right there. I almost think there was a set of beaver footprints in the mud right there as well. So I can't even say 100% sure that I got them all out of there, but they're gonna dig that ditch out here in the next couple days the way it sounded. So I couldn't leave my gear in there any longer. I just can't risk them digging it all out, because who knows if you'd ever find your gear in a pile of mud that they dug out of there. So, and they may even haul the mud away as far as I know, so you may never get your traps back. So I said I got what I could out of there. They're gonna dig them out. If the beaver's still in there, he may move around in that ditch a little bit. There isn't hardly enough water in there. It's only 2 foot deep now, so if they dig out the dams and stuff and it releases any of that water out of there, he's not going to have enough water in there to keep himself alive over the winter. So I don't know if he'll move down the creek where there's springs come in and keep the open all winter long, if he'll move, or what he'll end up doing if there's one left in there. But I can't trap him there, let's put it that way. So yeah, and then like I said, the ones down in our pasture down here, I'll have to like I said, they're kind of in the middle of deer hunting here, so tomorrow maybe, or the following day, I'll try to get beaver sets down in there where I have the other house. I'm gonna probably go look at it tomorrow. I'm gonna load up a few beaver sets tonight before I'm done here. Probably maybe 2 more 330s and 3 H stands, and then throw some drowning wires in, some longer drowning cables in, just in case I only got 7 footers on there right now. That may not be deep enough to get from the shore out deep enough to get them drowned. So we'll throw that stuff in tonight, and like I said, I'll go take a look out there tomorrow and see what it all looks like out there, and if I can put some sets in there, I will. Hopefully the runs aren't super deep and I can get H stands on the runs. Again, I'm like to be efficient about it. I'd like to maybe have beaver traps out there, set some footholds there, set some conibears on the runs of the house, 2 checks maybe. If I get even 3, 4, 5, I think it looks like a pretty good colony from the pictures he showed me. If I get 3, 4, 5 beaver caught in 2 checks, I'm pulling my gear out of there. Like I said, I don't want to leave it in there for a week straight and have to keep driving out there and put waders on to check all this gear. So otherwise they may wait till the spring or wait again till next fall, and I may go back out there again. But kind of be efficient, hit them hard and fast, especially with beavers. I kind of feel like the less you mess with them, the better off you are. So you set them up heavy the very first check, and you try and hopefully keep them kind of so they don't get trap wise that first check, and then catch as many of them as you can as fast as you can, kind of before they realize that they're in there catching them. You already got a few of them caught. So that's kind of my plan there. Like I said, I'm going to throw some gear in before when I'm done skinning here quick, and then so I'll be ready to go right away in the morning here. Again, it might be a little bit later start again in the morning, just because deer hunting going on. I can't check some of the spots while people are deer hunting, so I have to just kind of play that by ear and probably get going a little earlier than I have the last couple mornings anyway. But all right, I think that's all I got for you. Like I said, as windy as it is, I don't know what the catch rate's going to be the next tomorrow or anything like that. So the fact that I ended up with a couple catches today, I'm pretty happy with that, honestly. So because I kind of was telling the guys before I left this morning that I could having 5 dogs yesterday and 4 coyotes and a fox and a raccoon yesterday, has all the makings, and with the wind blowing, 15 plus all night, had the makings of catching nothing today. So the fact I made any catches, I'm happy with that. So, and again, the same thing could be true for tomorrow. The wind, I think, is supposed to stay up kind of overnight, and then it's actually supposed to get cold again overnight again. So we'll see how much ice that puts on some of the sloughs as well, and where those beaver are at. Hopefully the beaver, the slough is big enough where those beaver are at that they'll keep it open, but we'll kind of see. Like I said, we'll have to play that by ear and see if I can get some sets in there. Again, it's going to be cold. I don't want to be wearing waders when it's below freezing out either, monkeying around with beaver sets. So, and I actually, when I was pulling traps today, I actually caught my glove in one of the Duke 5s. I was just kind of rinsing the mud off the trap, and the trap fired, and it caught my glove between the jaw and the lever and tore a little hole in my glove. So, like I said, I have to use my backup pair tomorrow or whatever, and I'll get this pair patched. But like I said, I don't want to be dealing around with, freezing water and then dipping your hand in and out of it. I don't want to deal with that. So, all right, I think I babbled on long enough. Most of this video is going to be me talking, not really catches, because I didn't really film a lot with the catches just because out on the line the wind's blowing so hard. So there they are. Hopefully tomorrow we got some more for you. Otherwise, we'll see you guys out on the line tomorrow.